forgot to close the door. Anyway, yes, hello everyone and welcome to another Ultimate Fire episode review. This is for the Ultimate Fire Redemption, Season 25, Episode 4, A Piece of Us. Well, just Piece of Us. But before I talk about this episode, I will mention something I think I forgot to bring up last time. After the fight was over between Jesse Taylor and Mehdi Baghdad, I think it was after the fight was over, the two coaches were talking back and forth. Garbrandt's team was outside of Team Dillashaw's room, and they exchanged harsh words back and forth because Garbrandt and Dillashaw really fucking hate each other this season, lest you forget, and Dillashaw flipped a bird at Garbrandt. And then they had to stop the fight for breaking out. I think that was this episode or one of the ones previously. Anyway, we're going to go on to this episode. So, let's start with why this episode is called Piece of Us, because we always talk about the interesting stuff before the fight itself. Around this time of the recording, around the recording of this episode in the series, not this YouTube video exactly. You know what I mean. It was TJ's birthday, which is February 7th, and the fighters on his team decided to make up a birthday card with the exception of Krause. They make this really, really nice card, but they had to make it themselves since they don't really have any contact with the outside world, so they couldn't go out and buy one, so they had to make one. And they drew a bear, and to colour the bear, they used their body hair for it. It's one of the weirder things I've seen on the Ultimate Fighter, probably although with being the weirdest, but TJ appreciated the card and he had fun with it and he enjoyed it, so they must have done something right, apparently. Another funny moment before I get to the next one. Actually, I think this was more before the fight, so, but I'm going to get it out of the way. Jesse Taylor apparently has become somewhat of a poet. And everyone actually kind of enjoys his poetry. It sounded a bit weird to me because he kept talking about cheesecake and it just kind of made me hungry. And as everyone was like expressing their poetry, they just went like that. That was the others like basically applauding. Why they couldn't do that like a normal person for applauding and had to go, yeah, man. Like they're a bunch of hipster douchebags at a Starbucks coffee shop, you know. Hang on, is Starbucks hipster? If everyone knows about it, I know hipsters are confusing and I don't want them to be alive. Anyway. Yeah, that was a weird, funny moment. Jesse Taylor, decent at poetry. Gilbert Smith, decent. Joe Stevenson, he tried. Yeah. Another thing I forgot to mention. Haido-san from Team Garbrandt and Diego Lin from Team Dillashaw, I almost forgot who it was, are actually really, really good friends. That's going to come into play later. So, yeah, another moment was the fact that Cody... Yeah, at the TUF house, Cody invited a few of his friends to relax. Uri Faber, who's one of his coaches, bantamweight, former UFC women's bantamweight champion Mish Tate, UFC featherweight fighter Clay Guida, who I was so excited to see because I love Clay Guida. He's so likable. He's like the Daniel Bryan of the UFC in a way. And I think I've said that before about other fighters, but I don't care. And TJ's girlfriend, who was just nicknamed Lunchbox, which is weird. Yeah, they have they have a couple of drinks. They watched the latest UFC event at the time. I don't know what one that was, but I probably covered it. And during the fights, Julian Lane on Team Garbrandt, who used to be a bartender, started mixing up some drinks, and he managed to get Cody drunk. And it's worth noting that Cody does not drink much, and he got absolutely hammered and kept doing this really annoying thing where he kept keep going, hanging with the boys. He would say it in that voice, and he would do the hand motion. Each time. He did it 3 times in total that I can remember, which is 3 times too many. But he had fun, and it was fun to see him get sloshed, which is, it's because he takes everything pretty seriously for the most part. Anyway, yeah, the fight itself. James Krause from Team Dillashaw against Johnny Nunez from Team Garbrandt. It's 4-0 now to Team Dillashaw. And I feel kind of bad because Johnny Nunez and Mehdi Baghdad, who was in the last episode, people who've been given essentially third chances in The Ultimate Fighter and have not been able to capitalise. This one's a bit worse because, well, while it was a good fight and Johnny Nunez actually put on a hell of a show, it was probably my favourite fight of the season so far. He got finished by rear naked choke in the first round. It was a pretty good fight. He managed to push the pace. He got a takedown, I think, at some point. But Krause managed to counter it. He managed to turn a takedown. He didn't turn a takedown. He stopped one and hit Nunez with a knee, which knocked him down. then took his back. He couldn't fully get the choke in. He managed to get his hooks around, but he had to open it with some strikes first. Then got the choke. Then got the finish. So yeah, that's really good. So 2 out of the 4 of Team Dillashaw's wins have come by finish, both with rear naked choke submissions, both in the first round. How about that? So yeah, that was pretty good, and James Krause managed to win. Also, yeah, the reason he didn't really contribute to the birthday card is because he doesn't really like anything to do with body hair. We learned that he's a fairly cleanly person. Like, he's a good-looking guy, as we all know. But one thing we find out about him, or at least I didn't know, is that he likes to get a pedicure before his fights, and his toenails were purple. Why the hell not? I mean, it kind of helps, you know. And yeah, everyone knew that Krause was going to win. He's the only fighter in the house to be in the UFC itself. So yeah, and he's doing a good job in the UFC. There's no doubt in my mind that he was going to win this one. He's probably going to win the season. We don't know. But yeah, the next fight was announced, and you remember how I said Herderson and Diego Lima are actually really good friends? Well, Herderson wanted to fight Joe Stevenson first, but the next fight was announced by Garbrandt, and he didn't really seem to give a shit. He went for Herderson against Diego Lima, and Diego and I think Dillashaw as well said that that Garbrandt made that fight up to go for the emotional route because they're not winning so far in the season. It could be a good strategy. We don't know. It could give Team Garbrandt their first win, especially considering that I know Hoida-san is an amazing striker. I remember seeing him season 20. It was season 21. The Gym versus Gym season of Black Zealands versus American Top Team. He was really, really good. He made it all the way to the finale, but lost against Kamaru Usman, who was also good. So yeah, it was a good fight. I'm looking forward to the next one because there's going to be a bit more emotion in it. But even then, during the start, if they were like, I'm still your friend, but I'm gonna have to fight you. It's like, yeah, okay, we're still gonna be buds after this. I like that. I like that show of respect and friendship that you don't really see enough in the sport, in my opinion. So, yeah, basically that was the episode. The next one is, by the way, going to be called A Brutal Business. Indeed, it is. Well done. So yeah, this was a really good episode. It was a weird one because of the poetry and the body hair. Luckily, there was no pubic hair. Thank fuck. That would have been... Ugh, no. Just normal arm and chest and belly hair. And James Krause didn't contribute, which is good. And yeah, Cody getting drunk and being a bit of an idiot was fun to watch as well. So, yeah. Unfortunately, we do know what happens when Julian Lane and alcohol come into contact with one another, but he managed to restrain himself a bit. Which is good, because on season 16, he was a fucking nightmare when it came to the booze. Oy. Anyway, well, dude knows his craft. Anyway, yeah, that'll be about it for this episode review. Next time, I think I'll see you for the next episode review. No, I'll see you tomorrow, because there's a UFC tomorrow. Who is it? I think it's Miocic versus Dos Santos too, I think. Hang on, I'm gonna have to look this up really quickly. Yeah. Okay, so that's the night I've got set to record. I'll be able to watch and review for you tomorrow, so we'll see you all then. Take care, bye-bye, auf Wiedersehen, and farewell, and you're awesome. So, see you then. Well, tomorrow.